Hello everyone. In this video we'll be looking at the game between Robert James Fischer and Donald Bryan. These games are the greatest games. I have been creating games of greatest games, best games of players, very nice legends of chess. I've created a video on Vishwanathan Anand's game against Joel Lottier in 1997, and in this video, I'll be showing you the game of Bobby Fischer, who was a very nice player. He also he hails from the United States, and this game is taking place in New York City in 1956, and then he's playing against a very strong competitor and a grandmaster called Donald Bryan, and this game is taking place in 1956 in the New York City. So this game is known as the game of the century because Fischer sacrifices his queen, and he attacks the king, Bryan's king, with his minor pieces and a single rook. So let's analyze the game, and a position is shown here, right? So this position hails from this game, and this game I'll be showing you the position will be coming, and we'll solve that, and not solving. I'll tell you why it is one of the greatest moves, and let's start with the opening. Knight to f3. This is known as the Reti opening, and it is a very nice offbeat opening for intermediate and grandmaster level players. This opening can transpose into many variations, openings, main lines, and Reti is a very nice offbeat opening, and it can be transferred into the Indian games like the Bog Indian, Benoni, the King's Indian, Queen's Indian, or the Catalan, and the even the Queen's Gambit, the Queen's Pawn openings as well. And here Fischer plays knight to f6. After that, Bryan replies with c4, and Fischer tries to fianchetto his bishop, and Bryan develops his knight, and Fischer fianchettos his bishop and prepares to castle. And here Bryan just like the normal Indian games, and Fischer castles, and a nice moderate move was played here, bishop to f4. And here there are many moves to be played, transpose into many variations, and in this game Fischer played Grunfeld defense. This is one of the most strong and solid openings, and this can be played in all the levels, and it is a very useful opening. And here Fischer opted for the Grunfeld defense, and this is known as the Russian or the Hungarian attack. And here bishop after bishop f4, d5, and queen b3 was played in the idea of supporting this pawn. After this, d takes c4 and queen takes d4 was played, and you see, the c7 pawn is being hit by the both the pieces, queen and the bishop. So Fischer has to somehow do something. So he played a nice move, c6. It just not only blocks the vision of this queen, but it also prevents the development or the advances of this knight. So it is a very nice move at this position, and here e4 was played, just striking the center, and knight bd7 was played. This was played in the idea of attacking the queen. So after this, rook to d1 was played, a very nice move, because when Fischer tries to attack the queen in this side, Brian attacks tries to attack in the d file. So after this, knight attacked the queen, knight b6 was played, and queen to c5 was played. A better option could have been to retreat its bishop, the queen, to b3, but he did not play that. Instead, he played queen to c5. After this, Fischer played bishop to g4, and here Brian broke a basic principle, which is we should not move the same piece twice in the opening. He played bishop to g5. It is it's not a great move, so Fischer punishes him in the other side of the board. He attacks the queen. This may look very raw because it is just like hanging a piece, but I'll show the consequences if the knight takes a4. So after this, knight takes e4 will be played, and the best move for white will be to take this pawn and attack. So after this, Fischer can just simply play this, and after queen takes, rook takes, bishop takes, and bishop takes d1, and the white knight is hanging, and so knight move it, and after rook takes d3 and knight takes d1. A very nice idea is rook to e8, attacking on this e file, and Fischer used a very nice property or principle, and which is the king has not yet castled, and he has used, and Fischer has gained a lot of space, and it would have been Fischer's day. So after that, if bishop e2 is played, just Fischer could have grabbed the pawn. So that was not a nice idea. So just retreating the queen is a very nice idea, and it was played in the game. So after this, knight takes c3 was played, then b takes c3, then knight takes e4, and here Brian played bishop takes e7, double attacking the major pieces of the black. So actually Fischer played queen to b6, and if Brian is very greedy and takes the rook, Fischer would have just simply captured with this, and queen to b3 would have been played. It is the best move for white here to trade the queens, and rook to e8 would have been played, again attacking this with the same white has not castled. After that, queen takes b6 and a takes b6, then bishop to e2 would have been played, then knight takes c3 would be played, attacking this and striking in the e file, and white could not also castle because of this, and it is a pin also. So if the knight moves also, you just add additional pressure on this bishop. So queen b6 and is a very nice idea, is a nice defensive move or a passive move, but bishop takes f8 would not be in a very nice thing for Brian. So after this, bishop c4 was played, and here Brian has nice idea of attacking the queen, and here knight takes c3 was played, and a very nice idea was played by Donald Brian, bishop to c5, attacking the queen. So but Fischer didn't do anything, he just checked his opponent, and the king came, and now the solution comes, and the move, the greatest one of the greatest moves comes, and which is bishop to e6. What a move. So after queen takes b6, Fischer is completely down material. A queen, a huge power is lost. But after this, very nice ideas are there for black. So after bishop takes c4, you can't move the king because of the rook, which cuts down the king. So after this, you definitely have to go, and it is a very forcing move. Knight to e2. So after f1, king f1, knight just take this pawn, again discovered attack, discovered check, then again check, then again. So the king has to go back again, and then a takes b6, not only taking this but also opening this for the rook to attack the queen. He can't, Brian cannot take this because of the bishop protecting the knight. So after that, queen to b4 was played, and again attacking the queen. Rook to a4 was played, and queen takes b6 was played, and knight takes d1 was played. Knight takes d1. The rook has been taken, and here h3 was played by Brian in the idea of escaping and somehow attack this, take this, capture this knight. So after that, rook takes a2, king h2, and knight takes f2 was played. And rook takes f2 could have not been possible because of the knight is hanging. So knight takes f2, and rook e1 was played here. And after takes, the queen just check the king, and you can't block with the rook because it is a material loss for you, not really, but you don't need to lose a power. So after that, bishop blocks the check. Brian took the rook, and bishop to d5 was played, and then knight f3 was played by Brian, and Fischer he played knight to e4, and then queen to b8 was played in the idea of attacking this pawn. Then Fischer played a very nice move, nice defending move, a pawn to b5. With the support of this pawn, the queen can't take it. So after that, h4 was played in the idea of somehow trying to escape the king, but Fischer played a nice move. h5 blocked this pawn. After this, knight to e5 was played. Actually, this move is in the idea of coming here and giving the support and somehow checkmate Fischer's king, but king g7 was played, completely busting all Brian's ideas, and after that, king g1 was played in the hope of somehow escaping. After that, a very forced mate is waiting for you all. Bishop to c5 check. After that, king f1 is forced, and knight to g3 check. King e1 is forced, and bishop to b4 check, and king d1 is forced, and bishop to b3 check, and again king to c1 is forced, knight to e2 check, and again this is a forced move, king b1. After that, again the knight strikes, knight to b1, knight to b3 check. The king has to go here, and this is a brilliant smothered checkmate. This is a very nice checkmate here, here with the black pieces. Fischer, he was just 13 years old at this when he was playing this game against Donald Bryan. A very nice game played between two super GMs, and Fischer played this when after when he was the world champion, and this game indeed has received the title of the game of the century, and Fischer has been very nice competitor for all the great chess players in the era, in the 19th 20th centuries, and Fischer has been a very nice player here. And I'll see you in another video of another great person's chess game, and until then, bye bye.